Yo. Welcome to another episode of Big Bro, Lil Bro. I'm your host, comedian Lonnie.
And I am the Flash. I'm the Flash. How y'all doing?
And, we back with another episode, baby.
Episode 83.
83. We in this thing, and we got a special guest in the building. One of my Morehouse brothers, Graves Hall.
Yeah.
So we go back to the the slum living days in college. That's when paths first kind of crossed. But Cameron, welcome to the show. We we welcome you with open arms, and we just want to have a discussion with you. And
appreciate you guys having me. It's gonna be fun.
So tell us, man. Tell us your story. Tell us what you're doing right now. Catch us up.
So right now, I am a bar operator, and I own and operate a few bars around the city. So
okay,
the most recent one, the one I'm at the most, is a bar called Holiday over in West Midtown.
Okay,
real fun. It's meant to be not holiday like the day, but holiday like a vacation from your day. Holiday in the European sense. You come in there, you forget your problems, have a good time. Mm-hmm. Vibes right, a lot of greenery, flowers, cocktails. A welcoming space.
So how many bars is it total that you?
Four. Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
And when I was getting my haircut and you was in there and we talking about it, because I remember I was at the Girl Diver, correct?
Yeah, Girl Diver.
So that was the first one.
That was so okay. Girl Diver was the third one in the portfolio, but the first one that you came to, I saw. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay. So, just and this is more podcast. It's just more like tell us about your journey, but like the difficulties and like the dating space and all that stuff. And I got questions and stuff and all that stuff, but like, just how hard has it been for you just as a person, not even just relationship, just as a person to do what you do on a daily?
Kanye West has a line, I forgot the song, but he's like, you ever lock yourself in a room and do 5 beats a day for 3 summers, right? Like, that's been me for
these numbers.
Yeah. That's been me for the last 5 years, right? Like, so like imagine like 5 years you take one Friday and Saturday off a year, right? Like it really has been a grind from coming from. So that has taken its toll. It's a blessing and a curse to work that hard. One, because I'm now at the place where plans are starting to come to fruition. But a lot of people, when I was telling them about forming my company and things of that nature, they're like, nah, you're not going to do that. I was like, all right, cool. And now here we are 7 years later where it's like...
Yeah, because I remember when I first started cutting you, you was a bar hop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
saying? I was a busboy.
Busboy. You was like, yeah, come to my spot. I'm the busboy down there. I think it was the Tiki.
That was before then. That was the raw sushi.
The raw sushi. Yeah. Cause I remember I came to raw sushi.
Yeah.
And I remember you was like, yeah, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, cool. And I was like, yeah, that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? And
times are hard. I had to go get my haircut on Mondays because he used to do half off cuts on Mondays, and it was the slowest day. I had to go in there, get that $10 cut.
And it's crazy. Like, this has to be a very crazy moment for you, just to like, you've watched both of us like from our start, damn near.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Man.
And then like you've gotten to kind of like be there for us in like a mentor.
Hey man,
shit.
I've had a lot of.
The therapist before the therapist.
Bro, I'm telling you,
I've had a lot of successful guys come across my chair, like this, and it's like it's a village of you all.
Yeah,
Every time I come,
if I come at a different time, I'll be seeing more people. I'll be like, damn, you cut him too?
It's always another person.
Yeah. Right.
Always another person.
Because the person who introduced us was Andre Washington.
Yeah.
I was like, I need a haircut.
I cut Andre hair.
Damn.
Andre's like, yo, you need to hook my man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like when I was working on campus, like working at the barbershop, I cut the student body president for like I cut for like 4 years straight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The student body president 4 years straight. Mm-hmm. Everyone that came, every senior.
Damn.
And I was cutting for a minute.
Yeah. So you man, I can only just imagine
I've seen you guys grow from 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
to be 30-year-olds.
Yeah.
Somethings.
Yep.
Like this. That's why people like, you're not old. Like, I'm very old.
I have 35 kids.
Hey, I say you wise beyond your years. You've seen like so much.
I got a lot of kids.
Yeah,
So I raised a lot of kids.
Yeah. So
A lot of us.
So like how hard was it for you to build, you know what I'm saying, your business portfolio and just that thing like mentally, spiritually, whatever it may be that you want to.
So a lot of people misconstrue what I do. So starting there, right? Like I have a company. It's a venture capitalist fund, and what we do is incubate and grow minority-owned hospitality concepts. Okay. What that means is that we focus on, anybody non-white, essentially, if I'm being blunt, right? Like just melanated immigrants, LGBTQ, right? Like just mostly non-white males. And we grow their business practices. We increase their business by 3 ways. We grow their business practices, right? Mm-hmm. We trim the fat, which is a lot of back of house stuff. People waste money on a lot of things they don't realize. So we look at your books and things like that. And then we teach you, we bring in a bigger customer base. Mm-hmm. So that has been the easy part per se, right? Like, once I formed the company in about 2020. After, the first bars I helped create, Foxtrot and Tiki Tango, we sold out and COVID hit and all that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I formed this company, I was like, there's too many black businesses closing during COVID. Too many and particularly bars, like bars and restaurants. And it's not because we don't have we don't have bad ideas, we're not worse than anybody else, but we need more money. We need capital, mm-hmm. right? That money makes the world go round. 2, we just need help. Like, I can't. How are you supposed to compete with a kid who's been learning about getting his credit score since 5, right? One of my business partners, he's had a credit card since 5 years old. That's how dedicated his parents are. Yeah. I'm an immigrant. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't get a phone bill until I was 16, right? Like, so when those practices are ingrained in your family and things like that, we're just playing catch up. Mm-hmm. And no one's out here teaching them that. Like everybody, especially when you're going to school, no one's ever like, now I want to do some bar stuff, right? No one ever says that, right? Like, mm-hmm. No one's ever like, I want to be in the beverage space. Yet we consume Hennessy pound for pound by the numbers. There's no black people on the board, right? Like, so like trying to increase the education along that part has been the most challenging thing because we have to change the narrative. Mm-hmm. You're mm-hmm. changing the story. Mm-hmm. The operations part is just time and stuff like that. Like I just spend a lot of time in the bars, but I actually like what I do, so I don't think it's that difficult.
That's kind of the reason why you single with no kids.
Yeah.
So, which brings me into that. So like how hard is it for you to? Because I've had my challenges too. You know what I'm saying? Like filming with different women, just personalities, and trying to navigate the dating space, but lack of knowledge that we have in the dating space. Like, so how hard has that been for you? Because I can only imagine for your side. Because my side was hell. Is hell.
Yeah. Well, let me start. I'm in therapy. I'm a big advocate of therapy.
Hey, my
I'm
man.
A huge therapy. I can't see flash enough, so I had to get a therapist.
Ain't enough haircuts. You can't get a haircut enough.
Let me tell you what this woman did.
Hey, and trust me, I hear it.
Yeah.
But that's also the thing that I like about you the most is because you will force us to talk. Like you're gonna engage.
Could I be like, what's wrong?
Yeah.
That's when my other brain kicks in. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what's wrong? Mm-hmm. Like guys come get an hour haircut just to get an hour.
Mm-hmm. That's real.
To just be like, hey,
that's real.
Like, I need to see you. Mm-hmm. But yeah, go ahead.
No, I mean, I even like where you're at now, right? Because it's out the way.
Yeah,
it's
personal.
45 minutes where an hour where I don't have to answer my phone. It's under the little shawl. Mm-hmm. I relax. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that's fire that you said therapy. We need more people like. There's such a bad.
We talk about it so much. We talk about it so much, bro. And people be like,
it's
therapy.
done wonderful. It's done wonders for me.
God, yes.
Like stuff you didn't even realize.
I'm able. You know when you have kids and they can't tell you what's wrong, but they're still crying. I was like that for the first 30 years of my life.
That's real.
It would manifest itself in different ways, but really I'm throwing a temper tantrum with these, grown women. And I usually date older, and I just wasn't able to communicate. So therapy has helped with the communication skills and things of that nature. But on the flip side, therapy has taught me I'm about this business, right? Like I'm about my career.
It's teaching you more.
Purpose.
That's what I'm going to say. It's teaching you more that you're a man.
Yeah.
And men have to be about their purpose.
Correct.
Not
we talk about that.
Not that other stuff. The purpose allows you the freedom to do all the other stuff.
So, yeah.
And like in my situation, even though I didn't get rich, like all the barbers I came out, like a barbering is like the NBA. Like everybody have a class.
Yeah.
My class came out, everybody probably got rich. Know what I'm saying? Everybody got living high rises and do all this cool stuff. I've done all the cool stuff. But my fame come from y'all. Like this. That's how I got paid.
Yeah.
I didn't get paid from, I got 401k this. It came from y'all. So, we're talking about doing business together. We're doing like this. It comes from all of you all.
That's interesting. That's interesting because I almost feel like because you invested in us, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna get the back end.
Yeah. You played the long game. You played the long game. But the thing is,
I didn't do it because I wanted anything back. I did it because I saw myself in all of you all.
Okay.
I saw myself and I would tell you, ain't nothing wrong with therapy. I done been there. I told you something like this. And I always say, what's my key word? Get something and get out the way.
Yeah.
Yep. You ain't never changed that message.
It's real.
Because I know when you're not on your purpose and you're not purposeful in life and you're not grinding and you're not just being about your business, all the distractions get in the way. And like I said all the time, baby mama come. Now, you can't work for real because you trying to be over here too. You can't be two places at one time. And people, I can do it. No, you can't. That's not a man's purpose.
Somehow Nick Cannon is able to do it though. I don't know how he do it. That man is
Nick Cannon.
doing it.
Nick Cannon is in a position. 42, 43 years old.
Yeah.
And he has enough capital.
Yeah.
That when he working for weeks on end, ain't nobody calling him sponsoring why you ain't been over here. But when he get off work, he gonna go visit one that week, gonna visit another week.
Yeah.
Then he gonna go back to his thing.
You got an 8-week rotation.
Hey man, his schedule is crazy. But let me ask you this, Cam. What's been a major realization that you've had during therapy, like about you? Like what was one of the biggest things that you've realized?
So to Flash's point, right? The purpose, I'm uncompromising in this business and I'm not willing to let anyone, right? Like, mess it up. So when it comes to dating, I say that from jump, right? Date one. How do you feel about being the second priority? Because here's the first, right? And there's two types of women I've encountered. One take it as like a challenge, like, oh, I'll be the first priority. All right.
Yeah. I don't need you to compete. Like,
yeah.
That's not what we're looking for.
Hey, those are the most problematic ones, though.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Because you're trying to compete with my career.
Because you're not hearing what I'm saying. I'm telling you right now.
You're going against.
I'm about my business.
Yep.
I'm communicating with you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what therapy taught me, right? Like, I don't lie to you anymore. Here's what I expect from you. And then the other ones who act like they're all right with it, and then realize that they're not, because they have some
emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, they have some self-actuations that they have to go to, because it's hard. It's hard when, you know, a person tells you flat out, or like you're dating a person and you're like, hey, I want to go out and stuff like that. I was like, all right, well, I got to do 8 hours at this bar, then I got another 2 hours at this bar, and then we get some dinner at 11 o'clock, right? It makes you feel a type of way as a young lady, especially in Atlanta, right? Like
cause you ain't taking all the pictures.
Yeah, exactly, right?
And the thing is, cause you ain't riding around no Bentley.
Yeah.
Cause most people who do all this business ain't riding around like that. Cause what you need all that for? Cause you at work.
Yeah. I don't even have a car, right? 'Cause, I eat most of my meals at bars because I have bars. Right? Like, so it's hard getting people to understand that lifestyle and buy into it. Has been the biggest challenge, and not having an answer when it's like, well, how long is this going for? I'll know when I know, right? Because there's a number and there's an out, right? But it's not anytime soon. Like, how many years you got? Right? How many years you want to be this? So finding that stability in a relationship, it's
hard,
tough. Yeah,
it's hard.
Yeah,
it's real hard. You know the journey personally, and then you've also seen us go through it.
Hey, the journey destroyed my life.
Yeah,
that's real.
That's deep.
I can be honest. The journey destroyed my life.
Yeah,
damn.
Like when my class was working, and you know that's when Atlanta. This is 2007.
Strong Atlanta.
This when Atlanta the money was strong. When my class was working, I was trying to be boyfriend and husband of the year. I was trying to be boyfriend of the year. I was then got married. I was trying to be husband of the year. While everybody was out grinding, networking on weekends, at all the stuff, I was at home trying to be husband. Then when I go somewhere, I would feel like I'm supposed to be home. And my bank account was zero. I was married
because you're kind of feeling guilty. You're like
I'm guilty
because
I wasn't there. I wasn't. I mean, this before. I wasn't there, so I'm feeling like, oh, she grinding, doing her grind, but when she get off, I'm trying to be home too. But we had two different grinds. So I've been an entrepreneur almost 20 years. I went from working at a desk, then trying to really figure this out. It destroyed my career. I didn't start getting the accolades and stuff I was supposed to got until I got divorced. But then now I got little man. Then the win, I can't move too hard because I'm tired of that now. I'm telling you, that's why I say I've told y'all my stories. I told you my story 12, 13 years ago. Now, I told you all the things to watch out for. That's why I'm so glad you guys in therapy, because your therapist saying the same thing I said.
Yeah.
Yep.
It costs a lot more.
I mean, it just costs a lot more.
But that therapy is something I'm like, that's a bill. I always make room for that bill. No matter what, I'm like, nope, I got to have that money.
Hey, and whenever it get too deep, I go see mine. So imagine you give it to me, and I need somebody to give it to.
Yep. So you need somebody to offload it to.
Hey, so it happens the same way.
Yep. So let me ask you this, Cam. Like, what do you more so feel like you're looking for in a partner or in a relationship? I won't say partner. I'll say in a relationship. Are you looking for somebody that's more so gonna tag in and help you with the stuff? Or are you looking for somebody who, like, what is your ideal?
Understanding and grace, right?
Okay.
In particular, grace. Just because they need to have that level of confidence that I'm at bars every day.
I'm not here trying to talk to. I ain't here trying to talk to no hoes.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
right. I'm not.
I didn't even think about that. I didn't even like. That's a whole nother problem.
No, because I know exactly what he meant. Because when he said, because to your point, it's like, do you want somebody to come in and help run the bars with you? He's saying, this is mine. I want you to have yours. I want you to have what you got going on. Mm-hmm. This is my baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the problem is when you bring them in, now it's ours. No, this is just mine. Mm-hmm. Then you think because I'm not home with you, I got to be in somebody else's face.
Yeah.
I got to be trying to get her number. Oh, she fine. She shot me the number behind the bar, was like, call me. You like this. If I ain't got time for you, do you really think I got time for them too? But unfortunately, this is what guys mess up. Because all the emotions be all over the place. Because we got somebody touring our emotions.
Yeah.
Talking about what we think we should be and what we're supposed to be. We'll meet someone who at the bar, and you be like, oh yeah, she understands me. But that goes back to the manipulation I was talking about before. Yeah. So you end up getting caught up with this. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it goes back to the miscommunication that most guys have, that you had something at home. She mad. She didn't get what she wanted, but now you find yourself doing this.
Yeah.
Which is unconsciously what you...
Yeah.
Well, that was a horrible cycle. So, I mean, I agree. I look at it like the most expensive part. Business and relationships are on the level playing field with me as far as how I look at them. Mm-hmm. The most expensive part of any business, right, is training new employees. The most expensive part
Talk about it. Talk about it.
So the most expensive part of any relationship is getting a new girl, right? Like, so like that's when that's when you gotta impress your partner, right? You out to dates every week, you know. You getting a little. Just want to make you smile, gifts, you know. Mm.
You on my mind.
Hey, you setting your ass up. You setting your ass up. Yeah. You ain't setting her up. You setting yourself up.
So, you know, a year doing that thing, you wake up, you're like, hey, you good? All right, cool. I'm just checking. I got to go to work, but hey, love you. Right? Yeah. And now so I don't got time to do the most expensive part over and over and over again. That's what I tell them. I was like, no one's worried about these girls, right? They come to the bar looking, you show them attention because that is our job. Like, people forget, people come to the bar for drinks, but they come for hospitality.
An experience.
You could drink at home. Mm-hmm. So it's your job.
And it's cheaper.
Mm-hmm. Same way we're, you know, like, it's our job to entertain the guests. Athletes are sports, they're athletes, like they're sports players, but they're entertainers.
Their job is to be entertained.
Your job is to entertain. So sometimes we forget that. And when you're dating a person in that space, you think, oh, he's just pouring drinks and going home. No, I'm talking to people. I'm creating a safe space for people and things like that. And it gets misconstrued. And that goes back to, I need grace.
And then the crazy part, some of that has probably helped you in business, like building those relationships with your customers.
Yes.
Like,
100%.
and helped
10
you.
times.
But it's like, so you're asking me to not do this thing that has helped me, but how are you going to help me?
Guess what? I lived this story before. Because somebody told me I was just a barber.
Mm-hmm.
Fool. Call me off guard.
Fool, the fools.
Yeah.
Wow.
Somebody told me I was just a barber.
That's wild.
Let me tell you something. Everything I've ever gotten from this right here come from being what? A barber, and being graceful, and being kind, and being available. Mm-hmm. Like Shannon Sharp said, like going to the Hall of Fame. I made one of the best dad, the best husband. But I work so I can provide. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry I wasn't there. But when it comes to men, it got to be one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ain't no such thing as halfway crooks.
Mm-hmm. No, that's real. That's real.
And the thing is, and we ain't doing it for the money. We doing it because when God put that battery in your back, now you run through brick walls because you're trying to chase that purpose. You're trying to chase that emotional relief. I finally made it. Hey, thank God I won. Hey, it feels amazing that come from busting tables to having your own.
Yeah.
I think, but I think you touched on a point too, right? Because when you talk about relationships and stuff like that, it's not just women, right? Like I don't mean that in like a homosexual. Like it,
men too.
My male relationships,
all of them.
What do you need from your male? I need grace in those relationships.
My homeboys, I need grace from you. Like this. If I'm busy.
Correct.
I'm sorry I ain't looking at my phone right now.
Correct.
But when I get to it, I promise to get to it. And it's like this. Sometimes I'm gonna miss out on certain things. Hey, you gonna miss some birthdays.
Oh man, the amount of people that it took for me to get to this point that I'm still paying back debts to. Mm-hmm. I had
and not even monetary debts, just like
monetary, emotional debts. Mm-hmm. I had a young lady. I was still busting in college, and I was making some bad decisions, right? Like so things like that. So we got evicted. Mm-hmm. And my girlfriend at the time's dad, I had to ask him for money. Mm-hmm. And I had to ask him for money, put my toe between my legs, and not even like a fiance, not like my girlfriend's dad. And I've tried to pay that man back so many times, and he's like, nah, like he's like, you were down on your luck, whether you date my daughter or not. You're a good guy.
That's men. That's the grace men have for each other, bro.
Like, and people don't realize how important that when you down to your last 20, right? That he's giving me. I paid him the wrong price for haircuts for almost a year and a half.
Hey, let me be honest with you. Most of my clients have.
I believe it.
Like this. Most of my clients, I ain't talking about for a year and a half. I'm talking about for years.
Yeah.
Like this. And get what though? Even if I was struggling, because I knew where you was trying to go.
Yeah.
You extended the grace.
I extended the grace.
And that matters. The time I have an interview in 2 hours. What you doing? I was like, all right, let me give little man an iPad.
Yeah. Dude.
And then you get paid the wrong price? Nah.
Dude. Hey, y'all seen the story. Y'all seen me at 7 o'clock in the morning on Saturday with a baby carrying a baby, putting him
opening the shop.
Opening the shop. Hey, putting him in a chair and giving him a bottle while I try to figure, bruh. So I tell people all the time, you want my life or you want to be in a position to have yours? I'm glad y'all saw it. Like, I ain't think y'all even saw that. Oh, yeah, but I'm glad y'all saw it because, you know what though? That's like parents. I did good because I didn't want to see I saw my mama struggle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So when you have the ability to not be in the struggle, use your time wisely. Don't be worrying about all the other stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The other stuff will get you caught up.
Hey, then the right one at the right time with the right spirit and the right emotion gonna come in there and understand you got to work. But what men don't do is we don't know when it's time to go home.
Is that like synonymous with like getting out the game, quote unquote?
No, not getting out of the game. As you get older and get to that position, that's when it's time to go home. Just kind of.
Oh, okay.
Now you gotta give us something back. That's the problem that Tom Brady got with Giselle.
She put in the time.
Like I put in the time. You got 21, 22 years. Nigga, we done won 7 rings. Ain't nobody never gonna catch this. Oh, I still fit a fire. Bruh, I don't want to have you broken down and tired.
Yeah.
She want to have him at least being able to take that vacation with her.
And be there fully.
Yeah.
Because you missed 21 other ones.
But because he already did this thing. That's the thing that most guys don't know. We follow our purpose and our passions and it builds our prosperities. But then we don't know when they, like he said, I have a number in my head. Most guys don't have that number in their head. That's why you'll never get there because you don't have the number. Yeah. When the women say manifesting it, you ain't wrote it down. You don't even know where you're supposed to be at.
Yeah. That number, everybody older, that number's important.
Yeah.
I told I'm 31 now. 35, I'm out. I've told everybody. 35, I'm out.
35?
35.
And you going to something else.
I got going to something.
Hey, and
I gotta be out.
something else that allows you the opportunity to spend time with a woman, even have your kids.
Yeah.
I
tell her, you make it to 35? Look, you set.
Yeah.
There's no question. You set.
Hey, I done stacked all summer. I done stacked all winter.
Yeah.
In the summer, I'm a shine. Let me stack up. See, the problem with most guys is when we supposed to be stacking and saving for them years, we playing, we bullshit, we blowing. That's why women don't take us seriously. It ain't their fault they don't take us serious. That's why it's not their fault that we don't take our purpose seriously. It's our fault that we wasn't serious about our purpose.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cause when you serious about it, you ain't cutting no corners. You ain't cutting no corners when you serious about what the thing that God gave you.
Yeah.
Put in the time.
Yeah, even what you said earlier of just like this isn't your number one priority. I would say in the last like 2 to 3 years, I've developed that mindset of like, no. There's nothing that's going to deter me from this path of this thing.
Absolutely. 100%.
This will always be number one. I'm going at this full speed ahead. You can come with me, but you gotta be helping me push this motherfucker.
You gotta keep up. Yeah.
Right, or sit back and let me push this motherfucker.
Yeah, and when I say help me push, I mean like you're pouring into, like you're making my life better so that I can give this fully to this, and you will get the trickle down effects.
Yeah.
So we take this to another level. Of course you gonna be good, but like you can't be distracting me. You can't.
Ain't no exits on a flight. Right? So
say it again.
Ain't no exits on a flight.
Ooh,
now,
don't miss this jet.
Trying to tell you, sometimes you can be driving there and you can make a wrong turn. Ain't no exits.
But when you high,
when you flying there, once you're on that plane,
you locked in
until you get to your destination. That's a fact.
Until you had to make that plane land. When you made that's why it's called an emergency landing.
Yep.
10 out of 10 times. That plane, you locked in that plane.
Hey, that boy just said something right there, boy. Ooh, don't miss this jet.
I swear.
So
that's interesting that your number is 35.
35, yeah, I gotta be out.
And most people, I feel like that's when they get their stride. Like what I've noticed in my 30s is like I'm getting my stride.
But the thing is, he been doing this since he was
18,
19, 20. Then at 25, he started seeing it. Think about it. He done gave 13 years of this already.
Yeah.
Just like what I tell you my number was 50. 51, I'm done.
I'm out.
Well, that's my number. I'm 42. And if I can get done faster, if I can get done quicker, but I ain't trying to rush God's purpose. But if I can get out of here quicker.
Yeah. You have to be comfortable with yourself, right? Like, I'm comfortable. If I look back on the last, 13, 12 years, I have had friends who have traveled the world. I have friends who are married with kids, and they're all happy. I have nothing bad to say about that. But I don't regret what I did. And 35 is a number. If I can't make it in 18 years, so be it, right? I gave it the best shot I got. I'm gonna do something else. I'm educated enough, we can figure it out. We can make something shake.
So let me ask you this then. Knowing all the hardships you've ever had, right? If you could go back to your younger self,
oh man,
would you tell yourself it's worth it? Would you tell yourself do something different? Like, what would you tell your younger self knowing what you know now? Or is there anything that you would change or things you would do different? Like,
yeah, I would change a lot differently. I don't know if I'd change the path.
Same here. I wouldn't change my path.
I'm here. The path made me, and the people that I met on the path are on the path for life. Right? Like, it's not. So because of that, I wouldn't change, but I do a lot differently. Like
I would do better. That's the only thing I would do better for sure. But like this path, like it was programmed in me. Like I feel like I was destined to do this. I can't do anything else.
Yeah.
But just seeing the hardships, I'd be like, no, I still wouldn't.
Yeah, I would listen to my mom. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Listen to your mom?
I would listen to my mom.
Yeah.
That's real. That's real.
There's a lot of bodies buried on this path, right? Like, so like I do with a little less bodies, right? Like there's some people I can't talk to this day, and I have to chalk it up to the game, and it bugs me, like it keeps me up at night. Like there's
Cause they probably was a good person, had a good thing going.
They were a good person,
and the thing is, but being so about your business.
Correct. You don't realize the wake you leave in that, you know. If you're a tornado, you don't get where you need to go, but you break a lot of trees on the way, you know. So, like,
Forced to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
Before you level out, you're gonna tear some shit up.
Yeah. And that's so that I think I would do. I heard a few people that I would.
I think we all have.
Yeah, that I still regret, and I would take those back in a heartbeat.
Do you think that changes how you move forward? Just have you forgiven yourself for that? Let me ask you that. Have you forgiven yourself for the way you may have treated these people or mistreated them, whatever? Like, have you forgiven yourself from that to move forward, or do you kind of hold on to it still to today?
The ones I've been able to rectify, absolutely, right? Like, I was able to rectify one. I think I can tell the story now because it's been some years. But so in college, I was what the word Jada Smith used. I had an entanglement with my landlord. And we got off. We were getting away with some steals on rent. We'll say no rent, no utilities. And my friend, I borrowed money from that landlord because I thought the landlord had it, right? I was thinking from a place of like scarcity, not a place of abundance. So I was like, oh yeah, you own property. You got it. Can I borrow this? And I used it, and I used that money well. Like it helped catapult me to what I needed to do, right? But I never gave her that money back. And then it turned out I was two-timing her. And we got evicted. So this is one of two evictions. But I got to talk to her, you know, like probably a year or two down, and I was like, hey, you evicted us. That really wasn't cool. And I didn't realize how much I actually, like, the number I did on that young lady and took her money. And I was like, oh, man, I got to pay it back. I got to pay it back. 10 years later, she walks into the bar.
Crazy.
And she had forgiven me, right? Like she had no bad blood. She just didn't know that it was one of the bars I owned and stuff like that. 10 years later, and we talked. I was like, hey, let me buy you a few drinks and stuff like that. Like, I feel like we never got closure from that situation. And I was able to send her money back. And that's
fire.
I felt
That's good.
a burden. Like I felt physically lighter from being able to rectify. I was like, I knew I messed up, and I can't change what I did to you. But here's the money that you let me borrow. Here's a little bit extra for interest. Come in, get drinks whenever you want. And I would like to at least be on, acquaintance terms with you, right? Like, and she gave me that grace, and that was very important because she didn't have to talk to me ever again. Yeah. I don't think she was losing sleep over it anymore, but she saw how much it meant to me, right, to rectify that situation. And I think sometimes that's what we do as men. Like, a lot of people don't care about the stuff.
I think you're right. We don't. We just kind of like, some of us don't know that we're hurting people for sure.
Yeah.
And then another thing is like we never kind of go back. Like we kind of just, some people chalk it up to, I'm just a man. I'm supposed to do. But it's like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like you
act a little
can be
bit,
a good person, have some compassion, have some empathy. You know what I'm saying? And that's interesting to hear you say. I'm glad that happened.
Yeah.
For you.
So that was.
Did you the C word compassion?
Hey, man,
Compassion.
that's in the box of words that like not a lot of people.
Compassion and communicate.
Yeah. Communicate, compliance. You know what I'm saying? All, let me stop. I'm opening too many words from that box. Close it. That's Pandora's box.
I say those for respect. That's male lingerie right there. Like, girl, let me articulate these feelings to
You know what I'm saying?
you.
No, that's super dope.
Let me comply.
Anyway.
Yeah. Woo.
Hey man,
They gonna
look,
send the sirens off. They gonna send the sirens off.
hey, this has been really, really a good episode. Like,
Yeah, man.
I like the episode. It's really, really good, man. I'm glad we got a chance to actually sit down and talk to you. We're trying to make this work for a while. And I'm so proud of your journey.
I appreciate it.
I'm proud of the bars. I'm proud of the things you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Keep it up. And, you know, everything that you've done, just play it forward.
Yeah.
And before we wrap it up, I gotta ask you this: is there anything, if you could talk specifically to black men, knowing if you could give them any advice or some things of just like their journey, it don't have to be building business, don't have to be anything, just like things that you feel like you wish somebody would have told you at a younger age, or just in general, things you wish you would have known that you learned along the way. Because I also feel like that's important for us to like teach those who, you know what I'm saying, or kind of give advice to.
Yeah. I think what I would say is not follow your dreams, because that's cliche, but don't fight the path that's been laid out for you. And to elaborate on that, you know, like I came to school in the military, so I fell into this beverage stuff because I was broke. Once I ended up being good at it, I leaned into it instead of, you know, going with my degree, which is in physics and all that. Lean into that path because it showed to you. You know what your skill set is. But too many times we're told to do this or do that. And you could still be successful at it, but are you happy? Right?
Do you feel like you've reached happiness?
I feel like I'm happier than doing anything else, and I don't wake up with regret. So that's as happy as the happiest that I know. Right?
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. The other day I had the Nirvana moment. I was sitting there on the couch right there.
Yeah.
Sitting there, I was watching the show. Just got done eating. Had worked a little early. We had filmed a podcast earlier in the day. I was gonna do some editing afterwards. Had a little situation on me. We was blowing some hookah, and it was like, it was just happiness. Like there was nothing else in the moment that I could like.
I'm good.
Increase this moment. Like I was like, oh, you know how sometimes you get in moments you're like, if only I had this or I had that, or there was nothing. And I was like, damn, this is the feeling that people fight their entire life. Some people never get to feel.
Never get to get it.
Never get to feel that feeling. And I was like, damn, I am really blessed. And happiness just took over me. Granted, I still got goals and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
But it was like that moment. It was just like,
Actually, if we could redo that or edit it out,
We don't edit.
I mean, it's just raw conversation. So go ahead.
I think what I tell black men is you're not alone. Right? You saying that, maybe you're not alone, right? And there's too many times that even though we're around, even at Morehouse, right? You're around 3,000 black men and you can still feel alone, right? And I didn't realize how much I needed my village until you need them, right? Until I needed those half-off haircuts, until I wasn't able to pay rent, until you know I needed grace from a girlfriend, right? Like, and they got you, no questions asked.
That's a very important moment to feel that like you are not alone, because a lot of times we feel like that.
Yeah, and
You made me realize I wasn't.
Hey, you ain't the only one.
and to lean in early. I told my friends I love them like every day, right? Just be like, hey, just love you. I end conversations with that. Men, women, just so people can feel that feeling, because I didn't feel it for so long. And I think that would have helped me out so much to know that I could have a shoulder to cry on or whatever early on. That is what I would tell young black men. Like, let someone get you, man.
That's real.
Yeah.
Hey, man, we appreciate you being here, man.
Hey,
Please
bro.
tell the folks all the locations in which you own, operate. You know what I'm saying? They can visit.
Parlor in Castleberry Hill is like our speakeasy. It's like an homage to like 1920s Harlem Renaissance, like really cool. Very intentionally black, wonderful things. We do like a chess night once a month, have art exhibits. Our motto is there, we don't say no to black folks, right? Like, so it's never no, it's just yes, but, right? So that's one of the things that we do. Very fun, historic black neighborhood. Probably my favorite, but don't let people see this. Girl Diver and Char, Asian restaurants. One Char is located in Inman Park. Korean barbecue, dope. Cook the food on the grill, fun. We took an old concept and modernized it. Great cocktails, great food, great atmosphere. A lot of places to do around there. Girl Divers are Asian fusion, so mostly Vietnamese, seafood, crab legs, cocktails. There's a little secret club in the back, but don't tell anybody about that. Yeah. You know,
Is that what
it's cool. It's a good date night spot, ambiance off Memorial, so that's fun. And then Holiday, like I said, is a vacation from your day. That's the newest one. Almost a year into that. We do a lot of activations. There's no food there, but great cocktails. It's fun-loving. All outdoors, so if anybody's worried about COVID and all that stuff, that's kind of how we created it, and bringing some liveliness to West Midtown. And we got a few things in the chamber. We got a hookah bar. We got a video game bar.
Okay.
So we got some things coming up that I'm excited to announce once they get closer to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, man, congratulations to you on your journey.
I appreciate it.
Another Morehouse brother that, by way of you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you are the common denominator, you know, in a lot of our stories.
Hey, man, hey, don't get me crying on here like that.
We need a flash appreciation episode.
Hey, man. Man.
Maybe that's episode 100.
Hey,
where we do that.
And this is 83, so we a few away, man. We a few away, man. So to you, thank you. And also to you, thank you. Keep going. Y'all make sure y'all check out his spots if you ever in Atlanta. I'm going to put your social media in the video so that they can find everything. And I appreciate you, man.
Hey, thank you guys for having me.
Much love, man. Appreciate you. I thank you guys for, hey, man, giving the old players some wings.
Hey, man. Hey, man, because you help mold ours. You know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of taught us how to fly. You know what I'm saying? You were one of the people that helped us to fly. So that's, hey, man.
That's it, man.
Least I can do, man. But appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I'm Comedian Lonnie.
And I'm the Flash, and that's Cam.
Hey,
We out.
We out.